Hey everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom creations I happen to see people building in LEGO bricks throughout this last week. As always, links are in the description below to everybody I'm talking about and more. And before we get started, first I'd like to say that the custom building instructions that have popped up in the web store this week come from the designer Commander Keller. This is the MC-75 Star Cruiser, a massive Mon Calamari flagship for the Rebels. The designer has named this particular ship Confidence, and it does scale with the other nanoscale ships, plus 2 Impaired's Eviscerator Star Destroyer, so you can set up a much larger fleet battle if you really wanted. There are some excellent details on this model. Full video and link to the instructions all in the description below as always. Now, let's jump into some honorable mentions of the week. We all knew this was coming. A designer, Simon Lenz, has created the bust version of Darth Vader based on the helmet. It's got some great details. This is a wonderful shape for a ship from Pico van Grootveld. This is the Hornbill Deep Space Reconnaissance Frigate. Jarek has put together an interesting design. There's just a bunch of question marks in place of a title card. Best guesses for a title on this model are welcome in the comments below. Here are some new paint jobs for tanks from Robson M. That one in the middle reminds me of the art style from the movie House. And now we're looking over at a truly scary little scene that was set up by the builder Victor. The title is The Night Visitor. Marcus Robler has added some higher quality photos from the Adventure Islands that we featured last week from the Rogue Bricks collaboration. Nanan Zhang has titled this Holiday Ice Sculptures. It's a great use for the Harry Potter Patronus piece. It's actually a deer made, or a stag made from ice. Thomas Guion has created a really interesting and clever way to use those lever tops. This is titled Trust Tower, and so those lever pieces are the actual truss structure. Big Planes, the designer that makes a bunch of big planes, has got another work in progress update for his tree. Mountain Hobbit has some wonderful coloration for the Crooked Cottage. Who knew that purple or lavender could be used as a base color for bark? This is a pick-a-brick crab from Redverse. Mitsuru Nikaido's got another amazing mecha creature. This is the Daphnia Pulex. And lastly, for honorable mentions, from Andreas Lenander, the Sunken Temple of Muhit, maybe the most colorful build I've seen for the week. All right, in no particular order of best to worst, here we go for top 10. The builder Sanel Lukovic has titled this rather massive diorama just Spider-Man. So you can see him up at the top of the far building jumping off the roof. We've got a mid-car explosion, wonderfully destroyed in fact, all amongst a rather rough and run-down looking area of the city. The lived-in atmosphere of this diorama feels very real. The broken down walls for the Chinese restaurant, as well as walls behind the basketball court with cracks in the ground, just look excellent. There's tons of potholes in the road. The graffiti is certainly an excellent touch, and it's just a great, slightly more realistic look at a city diorama with just an extra hint of superhero shenanigans thrown in. This next model is from the designer Tino Poutiainen. It is titled Special Delivery, and this is just one of several builds from different designers celebrating Blache's birthday, a popular Bionicle builder. I absolutely love the theme that we have here. This must be a Shiba Inu that's flying this futuristic little speeder. The animated design for the rabbit holding onto the back is so cool. I love the lever pieces that have been turned inward to kind of create those little slits. There's just a hint of the Bionicle theme here with some of the masks as the thing that's getting delivered rather quickly. And though my bread and butter is completely just spaceship oriented, it's a build like this that I feel like would be maybe one of the more fun desk toppers to just have next to my computer. Great animated characters. Let's jump on to the next model. Number 8 is from Martin Vala. This is Hi Ra. Just when I think people can't make more unique, strange shapes for LEGO spaceships, I get proven completely wrong in every single way. The long arcing shape for the main body is incredibly smooth, especially the back, and then take a look at the exhaust for these two large engines. That detailing is just, I mean, it's so different. I haven't seen anybody attempt something that looks quite like this before. It's got such a fluid and interesting shape, and I hope someday that my spaceships can look as good and as sleek as his display stand. Seriously, excellent model. And now we have jumped on over to Alex MOCs. This is Call of Uul. I hope I said that right. I can't really tell how that's supposed to be pronounced. We've got what looks like an underwater musician of some kind. The instrument looks like some kind of fancy flute or clarinet or trumpet or something like that, and based on the design of the creature, I'm gonna guess that this is perhaps underwater. There's an extremely organic and elegant shape for this creature. It feels very alien, but at the same time, it's got a lot of personality. There are some incredibly creative uses for parts here. A lot of dinosaur pieces from the past, plus that primary bit of Praetorian armor used as sort of the undershell on the belly. The stand is simple and elegant, just adds just an extra bit of atmosphere. Number 6 on the lineup is from Moko, who has not slowed down one iota when it comes to robotic designs. This one in particular grabbed me a bit more than the others. There's a lot of beefiness to this model, a low center of gravity. It really does feel like it was designed for combat. The title is Lego Mech Exo-suit, and perhaps my favorite bit of detailing for this model is that rather large roll bar in the front. I don't know what else to call it. In case this robot gets pushed forward or falls over, there is a rather large support to keep it from taking any extra damage. It's a great design for the barrel on the gun, and the joints for the elbows are actually made with ninja cowls, it looks like. We are now jumping on over to a design from Nick Brick. This guy's incredibly good at creating life-size creations. That's what I feel like I know this designer most for. And this latest creation really is an impressive model. This is the C.A.R SMG from Titanfall 2. The base model itself has tons of excellent details. The color integration is perfectly smooth. This guy knows when he needs to add certain kinds of textures to certain areas of the model. Like for example, the crisscrossed fence pieces make an excellent grip texture for the handle. And then you've also got much larger grooves towards the front for the front grip. He also didn't just create the SMG, but all of the different attachments that this gun can have within the game. And remember everybody, links to everybody I'm talking about and more are in the description below if you want to learn more about these designers. Eero Okkonen is he's at it again. I cannot get enough of his brick built characters. This is Queen Namarie, and this particular character, Eero says, was built rather quickly in order to come out with an article from New Elementary. Color combo is excellent. Love the flare for the wrists. You have just that trans purple egg-like piece that covers part of the hand. The crown or golden headpiece has some excellent details, but perhaps my favorite piece for this model is the flowing dress that we have with the star details at the base. And now we're jumping on over to a really fun snapshot photo. There's a lot of nice close details here. This is from Gary Davis, and I believe the title here is Santa's Mission Control Center. So if you ever wanted to know how Santa was able to deliver all the presents in just one night, he's got a pretty well organized team, and the control room looks like it was super high tech back in the 1960s or something like that. I like the really large dials. There's graphs and bars that are on the side. You can even see a chart that's measuring the number of mince pies. It looks like the level is too high over there. The workstation has some snacks, tons of dials, a microphone, presumably to talk directly with Santa, and you've also got the emergency red telephone. Maybe that's to contact the government, who knows? The map in the back shows night and day, which is great, and the more and more you look at this scene, the more fun details you will begin to notice. I'm just scratching the surface as always. Now let's jump on down to number 2 from the list. This is from Drop Shop. The title is Bad Daddy 63 Cadillac. Not the first time we've seen a custom lowride job done at the larger creator expert scale, I'm gonna call it, but we have some excellent use of chrome, especially towards that front grille and the exposed engine. The suspension can actually move up and down, which is great. You can make the whole thing low or just raise the back or the front. The trunk has some nitro. I'm going to assume that's nitro. And for extra special measure, you got doors that open in the other direction. And this is just one of many amazing creations from this builder. All right, let's jump on to the last model of the week. Stefan Johansson has built Gringotts. We saw some work in progress pics, I want to say like a month ago, but finally this creation is done and there are so many excellent details to appreciate. The narrow face of the Gringotts bank is captured extremely well. You have just enough of the street view to set sort of the atmosphere up around this bank, while the bottom half, maybe even more than half of the whole model, takes place underneath, which is the beginning of the maze system that leads to all the different secret vaults. Of course, you've got the dragon that's protecting. Also, in case you're wondering, the track itself does actually work. There's a little jump at the end if you want to watch his video. Check those links in the description below. That is going to be it for me for top 10 mocks of the week. Let me know which models were your favorite. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoy our content, you can always like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time at Brick Vault.